welcome to Marjorie with Purpose. I am Marjorie, and I hear music somewhere else. Let me turn the sound off here. Oh, I had to mute myself on the other channel. Sorry. But yes, welcome, Marjorie with Purpose. I'm Marjorie. Thanks for coming through. Don't forget to hit the like button, like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. I am going to be talking about today such a an underestimated topic, something that I think not enough Christians talk about. I'm going to be talking about that a little later. So stay tuned, wait around, hang out, watch some of the clips, laugh with us. We're going to have a great time. I have some very interesting clips that I want to share before I get to that. But I always like to share the funny clip of the day. And I want to show this so cute, this brother and sister going back and forth arguing. I thought this was hilarious. So watch this. Give folks a chance to come through and watch. So watch this and laugh. See, it says, I don't know if you can see it. It says conservatives and liberals.
Diapers, and I'm not a baby. And you're wearing a diaper. Well, babies wear diapers, and you're wearing a diaper. Well, I'm not a baby. Yes, you are. No, I'm not. I meant you're wearing a diaper. I'm not a baby. You're wearing a diaper. I'm not a baby, though. Yes, you're wearing a diaper. Well, I'm not a baby. You're wearing a diaper. I'm not. Well, I'm not even a baby, though. But you're wearing a diaper. You can't say but. That's a bad word. Well, I didn't say real but. Just pretend.
This is what it is. She says, babies wear diapers. And he says, well, you're wearing a diaper. And she says, but I'm not a baby. Hollering. It's what the liberals do. That is what they do. I love that. That they put liberals and conservatives hilarious depiction and absolutely true. If you haven't hit the like button yet, do that. I have a couple of clips. I don't know if y'all have heard of Hormozy, this young man. He is the creator of the school community. And he makes some very interesting points in this Instagram clip about who makes more money. Who makes more money, married men or single men? Oh gosh, I spelled that totally wrong. Married men or single men, who makes more money? And he makes a very powerful point. I love his point because he's not a believer. He's not someone he doesn't claim to be a Christian, but his point is so valid. So I want to play this clip of what he's saying, and then we're gonna talk about it.
Married guys or single guys? People are like, oh, I don't want that expense. I don't have a wife and kids. Well, married guys make more money on average. Kind of interesting. And married men with kids make more than just married guys. Why would that be a thing? They make more money because they need more money. They have more deprivation for money when they have 4 kids than they have no kids, right? And when you have a wife and 4 kids, you got to make more money. That drive is what drives them to make more. Who do you think makes more money? Married guys or single?
Married men make more money on average because they have to, because they have a family to take care of, so they hustle harder. And like he said, it's how hard they have to work, how much harder they have to work. Single men necessarily, not all single men. We know there's a lot of single men with wealth and money. We know this, so it's not, those are the outliers, right? The ones that aren't like everybody else. But most of the time, married men make more money. Married couples in general have greater income, greater wealth, higher possibility of becoming wealthy because a lot, if you're in a relationship with a person that has good money skills, you're more likely to be wealthy, you're more likely to be able to save up money, you have 2 incomes coming in. So married couples on average make more money than singles. They like to say that, tell single people, look out for yourself, which that's another clip I'm going to show. But, a lot of folks, because they didn't do it right, telling other folks how to do it wrong instead of saying follow God, because most folks don't believe in God. So no, they're not saying listen to God. But this clip of hit the like button if you haven't done that yet. Hit the like button, share, and subscribe. And I'm gonna share this next clip of Tara Bodie. I love this point she makes in this. Okay, let me expand it. Let's listen to words of wisdom from this therapist, this Christian therapist. I love her.
That's such a sad existence.
Yep.
That's such a sad existence to be a man that doesn't experience love as a child, and then you don't get to experience in a second family with a wife.
With the wife, yeah.
It's like you're completely cut off, and then some of them are not even experiencing love with their children. They are so hurt, and they go through their entire life not ever experiencing love that God can bring through other people. And that's sad because, yes, they are trying to contaminate young men.
Yeah.
These are men that do not like women. Young men, please don't get marriage and relationship advice from men who do not like women.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to listen. There are some men that do not like women. They hate women. Some woman in their life has hurt them, and they're contaminating the rest of you and telling you that women can't be trusted, women shouldn't be loved, women shouldn't be cared for. You have to listen to men that love women.
Mm-hmm.
You have to listen to husbands that love their wives. They say, I love my wife. I cover my wife. She is a blessing to me. If you listen to any other type of man, he is going to steer you wrong. And that's the devil coming to steal the blessing that God wanted to give you through a loving wife. You can't listen to bitter men. They talk about bitter women. These women bitter. It's some bitter brothers too. It's some bitty betties and some bitty brothers too. Y'all bitter out there. Baby, they bitter on the internet. They cut down everything.
Yep.
None but a word. There's bitter men and women. Do not take advice, especially relationship advice, from people like we saw. Like I did the reaction to the older gentleman that was telling young men, there's no, you don't get nothing for being a provider. You don't get nothing for being a protector. Don't listen to these men. They've been hurt and made a whole lot of bad decisions and blaming everybody but theyself as the common denominator. They bitter towards women, and women the same. Don't listen to women who's bitter toward men because of all of the bad decisions she done made. So now it's the man is the problem instead of her looking in her inward self. She telling young women, don't trust these, don't men ain't, and these is a lot of times women with sons, women with male children, telling people don't trust these and ain't. This is what is, and it's the same for men. Men with daughters, men with sisters, telling other men don't trust women. It's really sad. It's really sad because they're corrupt, because they've seen and been hurt and seen so much darkness and strife and have been betrayed so many times. But a lot of times folks get themselves in situations in bad relationships based on their own disobedience. Because let's be honest, folks, we be warned. I gotta say it over and over again. Folks be warned, but don't want to listen. So they blame the other people for the bad decisions they made, for the decisions they made to continue to move forward with relationships that they knew were not good for them. And then tell everybody else, don't trust women, don't trust men, don't trust. But ain't telling nobody don't be sleeping around, because how you sleeping around with people you don't trust. Oh, keep being an HO3, keep having casual sex, but don't trust nobody. But keep giving your body parts over to them. Okay, that makes sense. But keep these things in mind, people, because folks ain't paying attention. Folks just acting off of emotion and anger and not thinking. Not thinking, like she said, you gonna mess up your blessings listening to somebody who done messed up their blessings and won't take responsibility for the decisions they've made. They're gonna have you missing out on a blessing, have you angry with men, women have other women angry with men, men having other men angry with women, missing out on finding them a wife, have women missing out on finding them a good husband because of taking bad advice from bitter people. Watch who you take advice from. Powerful word from Sister I think she said her name Body. Tara Body. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. I got to remember to do that between each segment. So when I break it up, I know where to go. I'm going to jump right into Kierra Sheard. I'm going to jump right into this Kierra Sheard interview because it was so powerful. And I just want to get right to it so I can go start dinner. I don't want to start dinner, but we're going to watch this interview with your friend Trin, with the same name as my baby, Trinity. But they have such a powerful discussion. So I want to just break down a little bit of it. This discussion that these women have, I think is so important for people to have in church. So let's talk about it.
Let's talk about this caption. Let's talk about this picture.
Yes.
When you posted that photo with your husband and your daughter and said, everybody in this picture has been in my guts.
Yes. Yes.
Did you expect that kind of uproar? Because to me, I was just
Right.
So the picture says, this is the picture. Where is it? This is the picture. She says in the captions, both these people been in my guts. And I wholeheartedly stand by this statement. And she says, both these people been in my guts is what she said. And it's the truth. Hooray. The whole household has been in my guts, it says. And then somebody put a long comment just defending her, really. And some folks had some other things to say. Let's see, it was, I know that's right, somebody said. And then it was say, I could have gone my whole life never reading that, somebody says. Said, I am screaming. This is comedy. If my husband ain't in my guts, I don't want him. Amen, somebody. Amen now. God's up to something. I know that's right. Okay, let's finish watching the interview. I thought that was so powerful, so interesting, but it was worth repeating.
Right. I expected it a little bit, but obviously not to the degree that it was, because I'm married.
Yeah,
So,
very married.
Yeah. So they are in my guts. That is where it all comes from. That's where it starts.
Right.
I think that I did not enjoy, and it did give me another perspective. We were talking about it offline, which is I think there needs to be another level of transparency within the church.
Absolutely.
So that people can be free to know that, hey, and I think that's a part of, if I can be honest, as a church girl, sometimes I would go outside of the church and enjoy that freedom that was attached to the world because it wasn't talked about or I wasn't understood in the
our
church.
culture.
Right.
Yeah.
When you think about it, the whole book of Solomon, he's talking about sensuality, but it was appropriate.
I love this discussion because I am fully aware that the church does not talk about sex enough. They go more into the discussion, but I just want to put in my 2 cents. Like she said, there's this hush mentality in the church. Folks was mad at the one pastor that said he drinks his wife. He said he talking about his wife. He ain't talking about all of the women that, the women he meet at the club and HO3s. He's talking about his wife. Why is this such a problem for people? I don't understand. That doesn't make sense to me. People are so okay with people talking about their sexcapades all online. Folks who are unmarried, but as soon as a married somebody says something sexual or sensual, it's a problem. What is this we have in the church? I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me. But let's continue this powerful discussion. I'm gonna speed this up a little bit. Just a little bit.
Right. And then you also talk about David. So God is not saying do away with these things. I feel like he's saying to talk about these things, but know to use discretion. And the Bible even teaches us about discretion. Yeah. And I think that my discretion was well because I'm married and I didn't tell y'all when I was screwing before.
How was and all the things.
Exactly. And knowing too who I was called to. So I did not bleed on the people then. So you should allow me to be free now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like that.
I think it's a part of a problem when it comes to church culture.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go on record saying this, even though I know it may be offensive to some people. I got to say it. I think the fact that we don't talk about sex, I think the fact that when we say sex at church, everybody go, ooh.
Yeah.
Like people literally go, ooh.
Yeah,
but everybody in here.
What's so fabulous about these is that they're
It's the truth.
It's having sex.
Mhm.
And sex is
Everybody
from
in here having
God.
sex.
Why don't we normalize the conversation? I think that's what's led to us, to be very honest with you. I think us not having that conversation at church is why we have sometimes the little girls at church that end up
Yeah.
pregnant,
Yes.
the little boys that end up being fathers,
Yeah.
some children to be touched inappropriately or
Mhm.
something happened to them
Mhm.
and not have the voice
Mhm.
or the vulnerability to say, this, I don't think this is okay, this is happening to
Yeah.
me. The infidelity in
Yes.
marriages. I mean,
Yes, yes. I love this discussion. We don't talk about sex enough in the church. Thank God for our church family, our small church family. We talk about it. And it has to be talked about. It should not be hidden, because what's done in the dark, the enemy works in the dark. And when things are hidden from people, it's really not hidden, because it's going to get exposed. It's not talked about enough in the church. And like she said, it's a huge reason why you got people being essayed in churches by church leaders. Okay? Being essayed in churches, infidelity, there's sex outside of marriage, uh people, young people, babies outside of wedlock, because there's so much falsehood in the church about what sex is, what it represents. And like she said, sex came from God. God created it. Okay? The thing is, people want to have sex and do sex without God. This is where the discrepancy lies. God created sex. He designed it for him to be a participant in it, in marriage. But because everybody wants to do it without being married, okay, they're making covenants with demons and don't realize it and can't figure out why their situations get perpetually worse. And I love that they were having this discussion. We don't talk about this enough in the church. We need to be discussing, yes, their sex is pleasurable. Yes, this is how babies are made, but God created it for a husband and a wife within the confines of a marriage. And I would love to do more study on this, more teaching on this, but this is we need to be teaching children how to, I want to say, please themselves, not to be ashamed to touch their own private parts, but not to allow anybody else to do it. That's your private parts, your body. Nobody else should be touching you. Not mommy, not daddy, not preachers, not teachers, not classmates. No one should be touching you. We don't teach children this young enough, and then things happen, and then it's too late. It's too late. They get taught by the world. They get taught in the ways that we hate for them to have to learn about these things. But I'm so fired up about this. I love this discussion. Let's listen more. Listen more.
and we could just go on and on and on, because we have not normalized the conversation around something that is very important.
Yeah.
Sex, y'all. It's not nearly as deep as we make it. If we keep making it the enemy,
Yeah.
we're going to keep experiencing what he wants us to experience with
Yes.
it,
Yes.
instead of the actual goodness of it. You know what I mean?
agree.
And so, I know that I'm sorry to happen to you. One, number one,
It's
sorry to
all
happen to you,
good.
and then two, we go back to being mamas and what this is teaching us.
Yes, absolutely. And I think too, it might, not to be so cliche-ish,
Mhm.
but the Bible says, what the devil meant for evil, God turned it into good.
Mhm.
And if I can be honest,
Yeah.
I heard a lot of wives come back and say, girl, you opened up a can of worms in my house.
Yeah.
And so I thank God that he has allowed me to be this free. The Bible says, with the Spirit of the Lord is there's liberty.
Yeah.
So the fact that I had the gall to actually do that and halfway know this is going to rub some people wrong, but you still post it
Mhm.
and then see what God did with it
Yeah.
outside of what culture may have made it seem. It's like it really blessed some homes.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited about what
And
God
bless
did
some
with that.
bedrooms.
Yes,
and
that's
talk about
it.
it. And then
Yes.
bless some bedrooms.
Yes.
Because I know church girls.
Listen.
I know church girls who got kids don't even know what orgasm is.
Mhm, mhm.
Yes. Lord have mercy. So many people, married folks, women that have never had the big O, don't know how to please themselves, don't know how to tell their husbands to please them. And it's so a lot of unsatisfied women out there, and are ashamed to ask for guidance, to information, resources, how to enjoy sex. It's so sad. It's sad. In in Christian homes, we're talking about in Christian homes, right? The people that are actually living in the will of God, we should be enjoying sex more than anybody. We should be more free and comfortable to talk about sex than anybody. But this is not what's happening. This is not what's happening. I remember asking a friend, why she thought so many women are so uncomfortable talking about sex. And it's just something, she couldn't even explain, but it's just something not talked about among Christian women. But the funny thing is, though, most Christian women ain't always been Christian. Most Christian women used to be in the streets. And even myself, when I was out in the streets, I was so comfortable talking about sex, my sexcapades and sexual exploits. I was so comfortable talking about it. But then as soon as I get in the will of God, I can't talk about sex anymore when I'm actually doing it within the will of God. Now I don't have the nerve to talk about it. What? How does that make sense? So they go more into this discussion. We gonna break more down. I'm gonna let them talk some more.
They can't talk about sex.
Exactly.
And you just gotta act like you satisfied.
Exactly.
And them girls is tired of faking.
Yes.
And it's not God.
Absolutely.
To fake.
And I think the more, if I can be honest, when I was younger, the more I got into circles of women who used discretion, but they were open about it, I didn't have a need to go and try to figure out more that I didn't need to know.
Right.
Because they were already preparing me for it.
Mhm.
It's sort of like how our mothers used to say, don't touch the stove. Well, why? Because I said so.
Don't leave the handle out.
Yeah. But I'm going to go touch the stove because you said, just because you said so. So now I want to see why you saying so.
Yeah.
I know it was to spare me, but even now, if you allow me to use for an example, the generations have changed.
Mhm.
So our parents' generation, that was their response. But now the new generation is helping them to understand, I just need an explanation.
Yeah.
Tell me that it's hot. It's
Mhm.
not just because I said so.
Mhm.
But also understand that my question is not offensive. It's just I want to know.
Absolutely.
And so I think now we're also exchanging the garments of offense, defense, and it's now allowing us to be a more progressive church, a more progressive people that is now allowing more people to be healed and be under, I use the word, I didn't bleed on, meaning I had wounds from things that I did out of God's will. And so if I had just shared everything that was going on, that would have probably made all of where I am now worse and hard.
Like she said, I had wounds from doing things outside of God's will. Tell it, sister, tell it. Tell it, sister, tell it. Don't we all? Don't we all? Like she said, we're telling people don't have sex outside of marriage. Don't cheat on your spouses. But we're not telling them that. Why? We're not telling them why. We're not saying, yeah, let's talk. You explain exactly what I was about to put. Yeah, we're not saying why. We're not saying because that enemy is out to destroy you when you are living outside the will of God. The enemy, you can't enjoy sex to its full potential outside the will of God. We're not telling young people that sex outside of marriage is a portal for the enemy to come in and do anything he pleases to you, to your mental health, to your spiritual health, to your physical health. The enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy, and he will use the things of God to destroy you. I just saw something on Harley Initiated. I want to watch the rest of that interview, and I'm probably going to talk about it. We're probably going to talk about it Sunday at the Wifery Garden. So y'all make sure y'all come through and watch that this Sunday. Lord bless. But yeah, we're not telling people why not to have sex outside of marriage. Why when I get married, why is it so important to be faithful? So that you are staying within the protection of God's will. It's protection being in God's will. It's not just restraints so that you don't go have fun. Because the enemy makes everything look like fun for a minute. That's what he did to Adam and Eve. Oh yeah, you eat this fruit, you'll have knowledge. You'll know good from evil. You'll have all this knowledge. He makes things look good and flattering in the beginning. Always. That is his tactic. So the enemy always has a plan to draw you in with deceit. And as soon as he gets you in the trap, you can't get out. And everything that was so glitz and glamoury, it turns to darkness. And then you're trapped. And he ain't letting you loose without a fight. Have mercy.
For people to receive from me. And so that's what I mean when I said I didn't want to bleed on the people. But because we are now exchanging these garments, we're now ushering in a new level of leadership, ministry, and people who are ready to say, I love the Lord, but here are my flaws. And let me tell you how I know deliverance. And so that's why I just am excited too about the freedom that I have, because I got to talk to my little girl before somebody else try and talk to her. And I want her to know it my way before she knows it their way.
Yeah. Some people would say your song, God is up to something, felt like a clapback.
Let me see. She said, and Sister Trinity said, women is out here tired of faking. Yes, that is not of God. Like she said, it's not of God. How can faking not be of God? Well, let's get into that. So what a man said, most people don't want God in it when it comes to pleasure. No, because the enemy has convinced us that with God in it, it's not as pleasurable. It's not going to be as pleasurable. The enemy has convinced us that the things of the enemy, that the demonic things, the things of sin are more pleasurable and more fun. This is the lie that the enemy has us convinced of. So this is why people don't want God involved. But let me tell you something. I'll get into that. But I just wanted to show that segment of this interview because it was so powerful. Why is faking it not of God? Because number one, you're showing that you're not interested, you're not into it. I remember God used to get on me about that. You know, let's get real. Let's get real for us married women, right? Instead of allowing myself to enjoy sex with my husband, I had a wall up. This is in our way early years of marriage. I had a wall up, a wall of resistance where I didn't allow myself to enjoy it. It's a mind thing. And then I began to learn that sex, the biggest sex organ is not our sexual organs at all. It's not the penis, it's not the vagina, it's not your breast. It's nothing, none of your sexual parts at all. The biggest sexual organ is the brain. It's the brain. And when we have walls of resistance up in our brain and we refuse to allow ourselves to be pleasured, you're not going to experience pleasure. And for whatever reason, people think it's the other person that's the issue when sex is not pleasurable. Let's not get real. Let's get so real. We gotta talk about this. Let's get real. Okay. There's a whole lot of women out there, which I love. If y'all get a chance to watch, I love the YouTuber Happy Wife School. She's so raw about it. She is very transparent about how sex was for her as a woman and the mentality that women have about sex. And I think she's a Christian. I'm not 100% sure. I think she is. She sounds like a Christian. A lot of folks sound like Christians that ain't Christian, but she sounds like a Bible believing woman. But there's a lot of things that women within and of ourselves, we choose not to enjoy sex in marriages. Now, what we do is we allow ourselves to be HO3s when we're out there in the world, sleeping with men who don't care about us, sleeping with men that we have no commitment with. And then I was just having this discussion with somebody. We're having sex with men that very clearly have no respect for us, have no love for us. And then as soon as we get a good man, we get into a marriage, somebody who loves you, care about you, is faithful to you, providing for you, protecting you, it speaks positive you, is encouraging to you. And all of a sudden it's, the sex isn't that great with him. The sex isn't that good. It's not that good. Because all we could think about is all of the men that we was with, that it was good, but he was evil. It was evil. We think about, that's how a lot of folks get caught up in abusive relationships, because all they can focus on is the sex is good, even though he's abusive. The sex is good. Even though he's abusive, even though this situation is toxic and unhealthy, the sex is good. So they stick around and will hold on to it and get mad at you if you say anything about it. I've even heard situations, bad toxic situations, where the sex ain't even good. He ain't got no money. The sex ain't good. He ain't even nice to him. He ain't. So what is it? Why are we holding on to this? What are we talking about? We don't have these discussions enough in the church. Because I've had holy sex and unholy sex. And the best sex you will ever have is a sex where you invite the Lord in it. In a marriage. It's the best sex you'll ever have. Where you learn the true meaning of love. Where you learn the true meaning of what love looks like, what inviting the love of the Lord into your intimacy with your spouse in a marriage. That's when you get to experience the full potential of sexual intimacy, when you incorporate all of these other facets of intimacy into the bedroom. Because I know a lot of times women don't enjoy sex because they don't feel loved. They just feel like, how someone said, they feel like a cum bucket. They don't feel loved. The men enjoy sex, but some men are turned off if they don't feel loved. Some men don't care. Some men like, you giving it up, I'm gonna take it. But men are a lot of times more sensitive than they're willing to admit. A lot of time, they're not like women. Oh, I don't feel loved. They're not gonna say it, but sometimes the penis will say something ain't right. Because if he can't get up, his body, his brain is saying something's not right. And even though he may be in the mood, his erection is missing. He's not able to get erect because something is not right, and his soul will react. When I took a sex psychology class, there was the teacher was a therapist, and she said she had a married man coming to her, the sex therapist, with his girlfriend because he was able to have sex with his wife, but couldn't have sex with the side chick. Was impotent with the side chick. So he had the sex therapist trying to figure out why he can't have sex with the side chick. I'm able to have sex with my wife, but I can't get erect with the side chick. It's a mind thing. 9 times out of 10, it's a mind thing for men and women. But again, these discussions are not had enough in the church among God's people. And you know what I think? This is what I think. I think a lot of Christians' thought process about sex is still corrupt. They have not purified their own perception of sex. So because their perception of sex is corrupt, they can't talk about it in a pure way. So what a man says, so a good man, sex ain't good. Only ones who hate you when you're living in sin. For a lot of women, this is the mentality for a lot of women in discussions that I've had. Okay, where somebody was abusive. Yeah, he was abusive. He was crazy, but the sex was good. And you get him talking about a good man, a man that was good to him, and that's their problem with him. Oh, the sex wasn't that good. So what is that? What is that? Why? But I understand what it is. Talking about me. Oh, I'm over that. I don't have that problem. Sex with a good man is the best I've ever had, and I don't have no. I got rid of that demon a long time ago. Praise the Lord. Jesus. I got rid of that. I've learned to be aroused by a man that loves me, that is respectful, that loves God, that speaks words of wisdom, that you could see the power and the spirit of God what is illuminate in him. That's what I've learned to be attracted to and turned on by. Okay? Say even when you were in sin. I won't even say that. No, I won't even say that. I mean, again, it's because look, even all that sin stuff, folks be having sex with all these people. You can have sex with 10, 15 people, and you'll have maybe 2 good experiences. Most of it is some BS. What my mother-in-law say, all you do is wake up with a wet coochie, because it ain't nothing. It's a waste of time and waste of energy. You done put all that energy into sinning, and it ain't even good no way, good or bad. So, but my best experiences back in the day were random. Didn't even know why I was good. So, but now I know how to work my body. Now I know the power of the brain, and yeah, I understand now what makes sex good, and it's God and knowing your body, and your spouse knowing your body, knowing their body, and you guys knowing each other. That's what I've learned that makes great sex. Because back in the sin days, it'd be good, but you don't know why it's good. It's random. You don't know why. It just is what it is. Because it'd be like good or bad. It was only a couple of even good experiences to even mention. So it wasn't a whole lot of difference either way. It was really demonic. It'd really be demonic. Because then you get married, and then you have to remember, you have to cleanse your brain, cleanse your spirit from all of the evil experiences you done put yourself through. Having to go through a complete spiritual cleansing. It's like, don't even put yourself through that if you can avoid it. It's not worth it. It ain't worth it. You better off just waiting for what God has for you, and let the Lord come in and do what he do best. Clean it up, purify it, and make it the best spiritual experience you could ever imagine. That's my personal experience. Letting the Lord in, invite him in, honey, because there's no better way. There's no better way. Never mind living in sin. No matter what good I had in sin, it's nothing. It was nothing compared to what I'm blessed enough to experience this day in my life. Today, the way things are in my life, I'm thankful, so glad that I got to experience not just great sex, but great intimacy between the Lord, myself, and my husband. Deep in understanding what deep intimacy is, what it looks like, what it means, and recognizing what it feels like. Deep intimacy, because folks limit sex down to just a physical act. Okay, excuse me. Sex is so much deeper than just a physical act. It's a spiritual binding act that people mishandle. It's mishandled, and it's underestimated. The power of it is heavily, highly underestimated. It's underestimated how powerful sex is. And people want to say, oh, you got folks want to say it's just sex, but folks ain't telling was that they done slept with all these people and it's driving them crazy. They don't want to tell you that. They don't want to tell you that. Folks out here sleeping around with all these random strangers and want people to believe that life is good, they're enjoying themselves. God know the truth. You can only hide the truth for so long. God knows the truth. You really ain't enjoying yourself. You really ain't enjoying yourself. You can sleep with all the people you want and pretend like it's fun. It may be fun for a time, but over time, that enemy is eating you alive, chewing you up from the inside out. Let the ones who really is who's free come out and tell the truth, because that's who ends up telling the truth. The ones who was out there and now they not out there no more, and now they coming in telling like yo, I was doing this and I was doing that, and this is what the enemy was doing to me. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat, I was sick, I was drinking, I was smoking, I was blah blah blah, all this stuff that the devil had him doing. Cause look, you comfortable with one sin, don't think it's where it ends. Don't think it's going to end with that one sin. You comfortable with one sin. Be knowing that the enemy got other things under his belt ready for you. Ready for it. You comfortable with one, he bringing everything. He bringing a whole arsenal. The enemy ain't just going to leave you with just one sin. Oh, just sexual sin. Oh, no. He bringing the whole caboodle. He bringing it all. He ain't just going to let you go with just one sin. You comfortable with one, he bringing 7 more demons. So get filled with Holy Spirit. We need to be talking more about the church, more about sex in the church. And that's what I was saying about a lot of Christians with corrupt views of sex. I think this is why a lot of Christians don't talk about sex openly, because they still have corrupt understanding and perception of sex. So they can't speak about it with purity, because their views of it isn't pure. There's a whole lot of Christians that have again, they may be married, but their mind is not on their spouse when it comes to sex. So they don't have there's no intimacy with the Lord that drives that is driving their sexual intimacy. There's no the Lord isn't in it. Even for a lot of married couples, it's not a connection to the Lord. Sex is just a physical action that they do with their spouse. It's not a spiritual thing for a lot of Christians. So they can't talk about it with openness because they're still corrupt. Their hearts are still corrupt about it. So we need a sexual purity class or something for I don't know the word, something where folks can get purified from their own sexual deviations and demonic desires, because there's a whole lot of Christian folks with demonic desires that they're not expressing, with demonic sexual desires. They're married, but their desires are elsewhere, whether you got undercover homosexuals, the wife or the husband really want to be with the same sex, but they hide in it. Or they have somebody at work that they're attracted to that they ain't saying. Or they're a child attracted persons and they ain't saying. Or they would rather be doing animals and all kinds of demonic things going on in people's spirits that they ain't saying. That's affecting their sex life. It's a dark world. It's a dark world out there. And the church be hiding it. The church be hiding it. I ain't hiding it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. And I know folks is not going to hear this. It's going to make a whole lot of folks uncomfortable. But it got to be talked about. It has to be discussed. It has to be discussed. So I hope you all share this, and I hope you all take the time to look into yourselves and let the Lord clean you up and purify you and your perception and perspective of sex. He created it. He created it to glorify him and to multiply and reproduce. He didn't create it to be this perverse thing that we've turned it into, where it's like we can't even say, our children and our husband been in our guts. And that's the power of a woman. Think about it. If you're a wife and a mother, everybody in your house been in your guts. That's powerful. You are the center of what is the word? You're the pendulum. Is that the word? What is the word I'm looking for? You're the center of life in your house. That is so powerful to me. Might not mean nothing to nobody else, but what is that? Is that the word I'm looking for? The pendulum. Let's see what pendulum means. A weight suspended from a fixed point, free to swing back and forth under the influence of gravity. And maybe that's not the word. But it sounds good. But you are the center of life in your home if you're a mother and a wife. Everybody in your house been in your guts. It's powerful. Christians don't like the way it sounds. I was telling my kids. I was telling my kids and my husband, like, think about it. Think about this. You've all been in my guts. Isn't that powerful? That's powerful. Women are powerful. And women better recognize how powerful they are in their house. And the power they have in their homes. No, it's not. Pendulum isn't the word I'm looking for. But definitely women are the center of life in their home, for sure. That is the power of being a woman and a mother and a wife, that you are the one that holds the life, and you receive the life and you give the life. It's powerful. It's so powerful. But people was mad at Kierra Sheard for saying that. And I'm like, girl, sister, I stand with you fully in support of that statement. Full support of you in that statement, for sure. But yes, I pray that churches get more privy to this subject in churches, that we have courses for people, intimacy courses. That is my goal, to bring intimacy to churches, intimacy classes, intimacy discussions to classes, because there's so many facets of intimacy that are undermined, underestimated, and miseducated, and just not talked about enough. So many facets of intimacy that affect the sexual intimacy. So many things that have to come before sexual intimacy is at its peak. And people don't realize that. People think sex is just sex. No. Sex is not at all just sex. It is a spiritually binding, I don't know the word, action, and what is the word? I'm thinking, I'm in a brain fart. But it's an interaction that is spiritual. So much more than just a physical act. So I just pray that Christians come into the reality of that, stop denying the power of sex, and come to be honest with themselves. Be honest with themselves and be honest with God about their sexual desires, sexual deviations, sexual needs, sexual wants, whatever those things are. And if they're demonic, let the Lord clean you up. Let the Lord change your heart, change your mind about those things. Let him fix it. Let him fix it. Don't underestimate it. So I'm going to be putting out a survey for people. I'm going to have that posted pretty soon. Actually, I'm in the process of it, but I want to do some research. So if you want to be part of this research study, please take the survey when I post it. Go in and answer the questions. And if you want to be contacted for coaching, just mention that in the survey. Share the survey with people, couples and singles who want to be married is my target. That's who I'm targeting. Couples and singles who want to be married. If you're already married and you want to improve your marriage, that's for you too. But mostly singles and couples who desire to be married. Everybody don't want to be married, so I ain't talking to those folks. Not everybody wants to be married, and marriage ain't for everybody. But for those who do want to be married, those who God has put on your heart to be married, this survey will be for you. So when I post it, I'll post a link, and folks are welcome to come just go in and take the survey, answer questions. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. Questions probably that you've never been asked before about your relationship with the Lord, or your relationship with yourself and your spouse. I think it'll be fun. So I pray that you guys go in and take the survey, and just let the Lord lead you. Whatever the Lord tell you to do, you be obedient. But that's it. I'm keeping it short today. I'm gonna let y'all enjoy y'all's weekend. Hit the like button, hit the share, hit the subscribe if you haven't done that yet. Join us this Sunday for Wifery Garden. This Sunday is, oh my gosh, it's July. What is this? July 20th. So make sure y'all join Wifery Garden the 20th. This Sunday. Join Wifery Garden. We're going to be talking about some interesting things. I'm going to watch the rest of this interview on Harley Initiated, and we're going to talk about it because I got thoughts. I got thoughts already. I got so many thoughts already about this interview. So we're going to talk about it with my ladies, with my wives in training, the women that God has put on my channel to come and speak. And I love that we all have different opinions and we all bring different perspectives. I love that. So come join us this Sunday. Listen to what we got to talk about, how the Lord speaks to us and through us. And otherwise, I'm going to let y'all go and enjoy your Sunday. Don't forget to pray every day, all day. Keep flying with the Most High. And I love you guys. Lord willing, I will see y'all Sunday. This is